Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Show. This is Martin here, and another special Friday morning with our VSA 360, and also a happy Easter to all our Christian friends and some of those of you who may have taken off just for the Easter weekend. I think that's great. The rest of the world is celebrating the Easter, but our Malaysian market is open today. And this morning, do take note, tonight the US market, and this morning the SGX, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange, are closed for this so-called religious day in here. But let's get on to the market as such. You know, we in Malaysia, we don't sleep and we like to trade in this market. So this morning, let's get on to our breakfast show with VSA 360 and what are the things that we're going to be covering. But do take note. And finally, we are at TikTok right now. I'm just starting a new campaign to sort of educate the public, especially the younger generation. I know some of our audience, especially those of you who are watching this morning, may not be TikTok friend or more of a live Facebook, but I'm doing very short video, learning to do that. So to keep the interest, especially the younger generation. And for those of you who have children or even young adult who wanted to learn about stock market, and the way to go it is to, go over to the TikTok, download the TikTok app, and go over to our website at trade_VSA and find out more about. This is some of the initiative things that we are doing, to gather the interest, especially the younger generation, the new millennium, and the new investor into world of it in here. And today, a very happy Easter again. So what are we be talking about? And definitely is the VSA 360 in here. Now, the KLCI did have a sell-off last night, and we were really investigating what was one of the reasons, and definitely all of that, if you look at the VSA 360, is got to do with the foreign fund flows, all right? And also, we have this longer weekend. As I said before, we have the US, the SGX, and also the Hong Kong market will go through the holiday season, especially the Easter weekend in here. And somehow, foreign funds may not like this market, and we do not know what it is, and the low liquidity that we face in the KLCI, and that's why it explains the sell-off that we see. But definitely right now, the market may try to continue up. I don't think it's likely to fall down, because last night the Dow Jones, which I will report on this morning podcast, so make sure you join me on the podcast, also on the Telegram, that the market is holding on, especially on the US side in here. They tried to test back up, and the Nasdaq as well as the Dow Jones has a sign of strength like a spring in here that proves the Pentagon guider is still working and still pointing upwards, right? So this is the scenario that we're sending out in here. And of course, with the VSA 360, we have the insider buying and selling. We will also look at those some of those stocks which have done pretty well. Not all of them, I have to say. Some of them have done pretty well. Let's talk about those that have done very well in here. And especially for those of you who are first time joining us in here, you are the experienced, and one chance to experience the VSA 360 experience in here is to test drive it. And there's a number below there, 010-266-9761, where you can get a 10-day free trial and find out what you've been missing on. All right. So the VSA 360, trading smarter with all the viewpoint, the angle, the insights, and also not to forget the intraday, some of the things that we have in here, but we also be looking into it. And this year we just launched our VSA 360 with insider buying and selling guide that will tell you, what are these business owner, also called CEOs or friends of the owner, what are they likely to be doing. And of course, the Pentagon Guider is one of the heart of our VSA 360, and also on the Smart Robie apps in here. We intend to expand it more. So this is where we are looking into the market. As you can see right now, one of the top were Cap Cabaran, and you can see from Cap Cabaran in here the nice green pentagon. No doubt not all trade works. That's why sometimes we need to learn how to read between the lines, and if the trade doesn't work, we need to cut. But in here you can definitely see from the opening of the next Pentagon bar, and that's the bar you want to be going in here. So if you see from this chart in here, the nice trend has been up for 25 bars, and this is really one of the great features. If you are a member of the VSA 360 as well as our TradeVSA premium membership in here, you will get this screener in here, and the Pentagon guided, you could see this has moved up almost 41% in here, 25 bars, and kept Cabaran. If you check out the VSA 360, it is a poultry game, poultry game. And we did talk about sometime in June where the likelihood of the egg prices and the chicken prices will be floated rather than keep fixed right now. This will probably be the last month to keep the prices low for the Ramadan season, as many of our Muslim friends are really into celebration, so they don't want to put the prices up too much in here. All right, so this is the Cap Cabaran in here. Of course, not all trade. Now let's take a look at the VSA 360, 5 things you should know. Take note, the KLCI Green Pentagon is still there, and let's see where we are right now, this market. So go on to VSA 360 here, go into the dashboard, and definitely you can see all markets. The first thing you'll notice is the US market is Green Pentagon, the Hong Kong is Green Pentagon, the SDI, SGX is Green Pentagon, and the KLCI is also Green Pentagon. This morning, I don't think this market is going to go anywhere. Singapore is down 0.5% again on the backdrop of the holiday season, which is the Easter. Most of those stocks are not likely to go anywhere in here. So likely to be the so-called market. Okay, and you can see, last night, surprise, I was thinking that we would have a foreign fund outflow. Instead, we have a nice intake of flow, which is the 6th, which was actually yesterday. So foreign funds are picking up. So that means the sell-off that we get may not legitimate, and that's why this morning the market still sort of hold on, didn't have a follow through. You can see from here, we have actually a spring, right? A spring, very, very similar to what we see also on the Nasdaq chart and also the Dow Jones chart. So this is a nice pullback, allows you to get back in for those of you who miss out much of the flow in here. So take note of in here. On the so-called Bursa strength, we have energy. Of course, we did hear the OPEC cutting, I think, by 1 million or 2 million barrels in here. So energy sector stock jump up. Of course, you can use the energy stock screener in here to pick up some of those stock. Healthcare has sort of tapered off a bit, but I did one TikTok video. I did tell some of the members to take a look at the and also check out some of my previous talk on live Facebook about my talk on the rubber glove stocks. That's the one. That's the reason why you want to also be looking into the healthcare. Property stock gets strengthening, utilities, and technology has sort of gone to sleep. Yes, that's right. It's not one of the big mover in here, but surprisingly, you can see from here. So let's take a look at the KLCE sector screener in here. Everything is green, right? That's very good. But then you'll be asking, why isn't the market moving up as much as it can? You can see all green markets are up, and here you can see the big winner in here are the healthcare. And if we click on the healthcare, and this is really why this market finally taken out the old high. First stop or first peak, second peak, and the third peak, the market push back up. So that's looking pretty good. So that's why we are likely to see maybe a bit more run to the healthcare stocks in here. After all, it's been beaten down. And also take note, when the stocks are in the red, which means they are not making money in the past couple of quarters, when they first start making quarter, a lot of these healthcare stocks going to be moving up. So check out some of the stocks I've talked about in here. So that's one of the prognosis in here. Other energy stocks also going up. You can see in here, will test the old high about 910 in here. So that's why it's important for those of you who have this to sort of scan through it every day and take a look at it. Technology stock has pulled back since then. You can see, right, hitting that 40 moving average, and also on taking a cue from the US market, the interest rate flow in here. Finance will play catch up again. Finance, you can see, break down Green Pentagon in here. I do think it may go back up to about 1,600 level in here. So those of you who like finance stock, that's the one you want to be in. KLCI, I will talk about it shortly in here. So that's where the market is sort of going into. And on the backdrop of the KLCI monthly seasonal, all right, monthly seasonal, we can see we have 3 months. All right, if you look back at 2020, when the first time the KLCI had that, COVID-19, the market crash, we have a very big fall. This is almost 16% fall in here. But you can see subsequent months, 4%, 4%, almost 2%, 6%. So do think that April, May, and July will be the recovery month, even despite what we saw in the month of, this here. KLCI. So I remain to be bullish, looking at the seasonality. And remember, those of you I talk about the psychology behind the market on Wednesday, right? Remember, we talk about the strategy on the live FB. Make sure you check out my talk that I did on the live Facebook on Wednesday, where I talk about different strategy that you want to uptake, especially during this bearish market outlook. We do have a bearish market outlook, but all things are pointing to positive in here, and I think that's one of the way to really look into it, is to stay positive, and that's the only way of playing this market in here. All right, and if you think we are doing a good job, give me a thumbs up in here, so we'll continue. And do share this video in your timeline. And of course, those of you who have a couple of questions that you want to ask, feel free to pencil those in here. And let's take a look at the so-called sectors, so-called the alert center in here, and you can see KUB. ATNINS has turned Green Pentagon, right? Tesla has turned Red Pentagon on the 5th of April. IXE, Hubs, Dialog has turned Green Pentagon. I think there are a couple of projects there. FBI, this is a good one here. FFB, the plantation stocks. IOI, Amanda, RL, okay, Green Pentagon. So a lot of these stocks has turned Green Pentagon, don't take note of it. Also Tune Pro. So some of these are so-called covered by the the analysts, especially either they are KOI or RHB in here. So these will be some of the stocks that you want to check it out. Even Dufu has done Green Pentagon, and especially if you are new in this market, these are some of the stocks you want to be able looking at and really studying them and understanding why this market has a lot more room to go from here. Of course, we also check out the premium alert short shorter in here, and this is the intraday alert. That's the one you'll be looking at. We also have the pullback video for those of you who want to get the continuing education that you deserve rightly in here. All right, so that is the so-called now the personal watches. We've seen the watches alert in here. The personal watches is something that you can always set it up on yourself, so you can keep note, and that's one of the big benefits of really having the VSA 360 in your hand. Now let's take a look at our market, where we are looking from the schematic of the KLCI in here. The market did pause below the 40-day moving average, which is 1430 in here. So that's why it's important to know the background before you trade here. We are somewhere around here. You can see we had the Red Pentagon, turned Green Pentagon, and we've seen this kind of pullback. I do believe what I have seen so far, it's a likely of continuation of this market going higher. Why? Very simple. We saw the seasonality table that we've seen for the month of April, May, and June. So the market's not just going to go down. After all, I have talked about the Prime Minister, the 10th Prime Minister, President Anwar, Prime Minister Anwar has came back with about 170 billion of FDI from China. So that's going to be giving you a good basis of the market going. Now take note, a lot of these facts, unless you're following my channel or at least the live FB in here, most of them people don't really want to talk about it. So all they see is a bearish outlook. And again, on Wednesday, when the market is fearful, which is now, this is where you want to be greedy in here, right? Look for the Green Pentagon after a significant stage 4 markdown in here, and the Green Pentagon is where to be going. Now let's look at the Green Pentagon that we've seen so far. And we have lots of SOS in here. So that's sort of providing this support around the 1420. We'll look at it shortly in here. But the pole part, it is a pullback right now, and very important, if the SOS can hold on, this market likely to move higher and up, because that support that is provided. But should the market break down from here, then this market is likely to go further down. But I do think that a lot are pointing upwards. And remember, the market goes up on a wall of worry, right? Now, on the VSA indicator, using the VSA plugin on the trading wheel, for those of you who do know this, we have Green Pentagon in here. Finally, on the 31st, after we have 56 days so far, right, which is long overdue. The red Pentagon has been overrun by many months, going back to about 56 days ago, going back to July. And so far, if you look back on the positive Green Pentagon movement that we have sometime in January, which only went up for a month, which is about 18 bars, we are already into the 7 bars. So we are still midway through. And we do have probably another 2 more weeks of up bar cracking up in here. So no surprises. Those of you who say, hey, this market can run some more in here, I already pre-warned you, 18 up bars. We are in the 7. But remember, during the in-between period, you'll see a little bit of pullback in here. There is some surge in the volume in here. We just need to wait for the market stages. And this is something that you want to have, the market stages in here. When it turns back to the green, this is where the market will jalan. But today is going to be a quiet day, partly due to the the holiday season, which is experienced by the regional market. Now let's take a look at our intraday screener. For those of you who are advanced, the VSA 360 definitely offer that. Now on the 31st, we have a couple of Green Pentagon PLS, which is a plantation. We do have this Edu spec, right, but it is below 26 cents, so we're not going to look at. And MYEG and also NILEX are just short of the 40 over cents in here. So for PLS plantation, got in at 955, did hit on the opening on Monday at 102. So that's why it's important. If you are trading intraday, put your profit, a small profit around 4%, 5%. That's something we talk about, and you already exceeded at that price in here for a possible 680 ringgit for 10k trade in here. But it can go both ways, of course, right? And so another one which around is the MYG, which spotted on the 31st of March, in at 78 cent at 936, hit 79 cents. It's still on the up. Nice trajectory point in here. No doubt, a lot of analysts, if you check out the VSA 360 here, and you just put in MYEG, we are interested to see whether there is still continuation of the foreign funds flows in here, and that is what's sustaining this market able to hold on, as the CAO Wong Tian Soon is buying. You can see here lots of buying, 3 million, who is selling 3.9 million. So he's pretty much trading in here. He sold 3.9, right, and he bought another 3 million in here. So that's a lot of buying, and 2 million and 2 million, you can see, right? So the company he's buying, he bought 2 million, and yep, you can see here. So lots of buying in here, selling. So he's doing a lot of trading in here. So as long as a lot of activities that is shown in here, I do think that this stock likely to hold up. Back where it actually fell off. If you go back to last 3 months here, this is where the market fall off. So it's already back there. The question is, can it close this loop that we see up here, which is going to be a real challenge if those of you who are MYG, which is giving up 6 hours. No doubt it has really fall out of place. You can see top rises on China Custom Agency. Okay, so that's why the market jumped on in here, Chinese custom. He didn't say it's going to win, right? So this news, he didn't say it's going to win. He just say that there are some deal with them in here. So we want to see whether this will contribute to the thing here. So that's why it's important to have this, so you can see the total view, just like 360 using the VSA in here. Now on the VSA 360, we have it spotted at 44 cents for a NILEX on the Pentagon Guider hit up 10%, that's on Wednesday at last 3 bars, giving it a potential of 10.2% in here for a total of 1,000 ringgit for a 10k trade. So not bad in here, despite the market moving side, we're able to pick up. So let's take a look this morning, this stock, and again, we will come back and look at it next week. We only have one, Powerwell. So let's take a look at Powerwell using our VSA 360 in here. So we just type PWR. After all, our VSA 360 have live data right now in here. You can see this is a 20-cent stocks. Okay, so 20-cent stocks is not likely the one stocks that we're going to be looking at, because you can see a lot of tick here. That tells you the market unlikely to be responsive. But of course, we can also check out the premium alert, which does run through the whole day. You can see here any Green Pentagon. Yeah, Litra turned Green Pentagon. We have Rihanna, 72 cents here. And one of the things that make it so easy, we have Powerwell, Hector looking pretty good, but it turned Green Pentagon, but turned off again. OSK, Rohina, no, that's not, I don't like this. You can see the stocks in here. So you don't really need to, go over the individual stock. You can pick it up very quickly. So that's one of the things that you want to get the VSA 360. You can pick it up, especially those of you who are more experienced and wanted to trade this. You can see Litra turned Green Pentagon. Gadang also turned Green Pentagon. So that's a nice one too in here. And take note of it. Some of these are, but it's about 1.67, so they are much earlier on the intraday turning in here. A very leading indicator, right? Leading indicator that will put you into the right position in here. So much such, we're going to be looking at next week and see how well, just like the week before, the 31st of March, stocks like MYEG, how well they fare. And as I said before, if next week it's going to be a boom week, you can see some of these stocks going to be moving up in here, right? And we can also look at the VSA 360 insider buying and some of those. Now, of course, let's turn our attention to the new features that we have for the January 2020, which we did release. Some of you may not know is the insider buying. And Peter Lynch, one of the growth investor, did say that insider might just sell some of these stocks, but when they rise, they know something and likelihood. That's why the market is going. We have seen early on the MYEG, the Wong Tiam Soon, Dato Wong Tiam Soon also did buy, and effectively some study academically has enabled insider to make abnormal return in here. And of course, we have the call to buy, call to sell, all these features in here, buying and selling, and also transfer to other markets in here. Now we can see CY Park, long period of congestion, then the market started to move up. And that's why you want to have, especially those of you who are beginner, wanted to have this extra edge behind you when the business owner or friends or even the management buying. And this is a chance for you to really, pick this up and move in here. So let's take a look at what it was buying. Now remember, on the 24th of March, we were looking at Scientex. So generally, if you see this kind of stocks, at least Scientex will probably be holding on. So let's take a look at Scientex in here. And if you want to do a 10-day free trial with us, that's a number below scrolling up on the screen. You can also fill up on our website in here. So you can see it actually stops the movement in here. But since then, Kenangan has a sell call at 299. Right at 299, so now it's about $3.45. So that's why likelihood this stock's not gonna go up. But all you need is a Green Pentagon, and if you really want to put this stock into a Green Pentagon, you can just set up on the alert here. Let's put it in here now. This is I'm just going to put in also insider buying, okay, earlier, okay, and that way you created it, right? And the alert will be in there. So that's how easy you want to see it. You can create unlimited alert, and once you have that alert, it will prompt you, and the remark that you type in, it's insider report. So when the Green Pentagon comes out, this is the first time you will actually be putting it. That's so easy to use. The VSA 360, all the alert features are in there. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Is MYEG, which I've talked about in here. All right, and we can see MYEG is breaking higher just now early on. Let's take a look at it again. MYEG. So you can see in here, I'm also going to put this onto alert. Okay, stick this to the alert because I haven't been doing now. So insider buying, and when they had that Green Pentagon, that one going to be great. So I'll just create and enter it also. Okay, I created an alert. So that's going to be good. And if the market were to break up, Green Pentagon would be great. But I do know insider buying, I have the confidence. Even I have not have the Green Pentagon, I will be looking into this too in here, right? So this is definitely one of the ways to do it. All right, next stocks is Hex industry, which actually do, I believe, rubber glove, right? Okay, so let's take a look at this one in here, because this is the one that we put in. And also just wait for a couple of slide more. We're going to get down to this week, the insider report here, right? So this is, I believe, is a rubber glove. So if you want to know, just sort of into spare parts to quarry, Hexstar, industrial products. So it's not rubber glove, sorry, yeah. And you can see here, last week, turn Green Pentagon finally, right? And you can see lots of buying Dr. Chu. Again, I want to set this alert and see whether it goes up. And take note, there is an upper price default level, right, which is a 10%. All right. Now, if you do take note, this one is, not too much. You can put maybe 10%. You can put, now it's 50 cents, right? So maybe 53 cents. You can alert it in here. And again, insider buying, right? And that's why you want to create that. So you created that alert. So immediately you will see the alert list will be in here. So you can see some buying up here. So that's going to be easy way of doing that. And next, from the 24th, we have seen also Chin Hin has moved up higher, right? Which is one of the better. But you can see a lot of buying, right? This insider. I also don't know where they print the money, man. You can see, right? 1.3. Another guy come in, PP Chin. Datuk Sri Chow, all the abang adik lah, semua abang adik so beli here lah. So these stocks, if you have it, continue to run it. I think it may be a bit overpriced. You can see PE 82 times, right? And the dividend by ROE in here. But I think one point of time, if you feel that you see some sign of weakness, usually we teach in our TradeVSA, that's the one you want to be taking out from here. Okay. So that's Chin Hin in here. And for this week, we'll be looking at MCE Holding. This is one of the stocks that we have. You can see two buying in here. So I'm not going to tell you what to be buying. So if you want to check it out, maybe you want to try the 10-day free trial on this two buying that we have. But of course, next week, next Friday, we'll come and discuss on this one in here. KM Long has a couple of calls to hold. There's a buy. There's also a call to sell here. There are two calls to sell cultivar, but there was a huge buying in here that prompted this KM Long to be buying. But of course, next week we'll come and take a look at this one. And of course, many of you have already started the journey, and I do hope that you started this journey in March. If not, you can join our TradeVSA premium membership in here with a lot of privileges, accessing the VSA 360 as well of our plugin in here. And we'll be going through the first month training, second month training in here, where we do hope members will engage themselves to do a lot of practice trading, understanding the concept, watching a lot of video. We're moving to our second month and so forth, and third month and so on and so forth. So this is a QR code. Give us a try if you have not for in here, and you can take a picture also, register for in here. And of course, those of you already, our reasonable package premium membership will make the kind of investment it give you the edge that making you trade smarter every time. And of course, if you want to give us another review, just go up there and give us a QR code review for this one here. And right now we're going to be looking at a couple of stocks. If you have any stocks that you want to look at, feel free to pencil those in there. And definitely we are very, very appreciative of your time that you spent this morning in here. We want to keep that, at least you learn something that is beneficial to you in here. If you have any stocks in here. And don't forget, we are already on YouTube, right? Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And right now we are also on TikTok, right? TikTok is a shorter version, educational learning, especially in the stock market, for all our friends and also those young generation. That's all we have. Thank you for coming in here, and don't forget to subscribe to our Telegram chat room in here for all things that is stock market. And bye bye. Have a good weekend.